You almost don't go to the reunion. 20 years later feels strangely intimidating. You stand in front of the mirror wondering, something uncomfortable. Did everyone else figure life out except me? You almost text an excuse, but somehow you decide to go anyway. The reunion feels awkward at first. Familiar faces somehow look completely unfamiliar. Then the money conversations start. Someone mentions retiring early without even trying to sound impressive. Another talks about the beach condo they bought last summer. Someone else mentions investment accounts hitting milestones you didn't even know existed. Meanwhile, your brain starts doing mental math. Wait, how much do I even have saved? You smile politely and nod, but inside, your stomach quietly drops. Then someone asks the question you weren't ready for. So, what's your retirement plan? Your mind goes blank. You've been busy surviving life, not planning retirement. Later that night, you can't sleep. Every conversation keeps replaying in your head. The questions start spiraling fast. Did I waste my 30s? Am I too late? But here's what nobody admits at reunions. Half the room is performing success. Some are drowning in debt. Others inherited money and conveniently left that part out. So before you panic, hear me out. You might not be nearly as behind as you think. Because the financial checklist you're comparing yourself to, it was built for a completely different economy. Back then, houses were cheaper. One income could often support an entire family. Yet somehow, we still judge ourselves using those old rules, and feel like failures when life looks different. So let's talk reality. What should your finances actually look like by 40? First, retirement savings. Forget the scary internet numbers for a second. You've probably heard this rule before. You should have 3 times your salary saved by 40. Sounds reasonable until you hear reality. Most people are nowhere near that number. The average person in their late 30s or early 40s has far less saved than financial advice suggests. Much less. So if you've saved anything meaningful at all, you may already be doing better than you think. But don't confuse better than average with secure. Average retirement in America still scares a lot of people. The goal isn't beating your classmates. The goal is building freedom. Second benchmark, emergency savings. Life gets expensive fast when something breaks. 3 to 6 months of essential expenses is ideal. Rent, food, transportation, insurance, just survival basics. And no, your vacation money doesn't count. Neither does the "I might need this someday" fund. Emergency money exists for one job only: preventing financial disaster when life punches first. Third benchmark, debt, and this one matters more than people realize. If credit card debt follows you every month, that's not normal. That's financial quicksand. Investment returns compound for you. Credit card interest compounds against you. By 40, high-interest debt should become enemy number 1, before investing harder, before upgrading your lifestyle. Now here's where things get interesting. Being behind at 40 is not the disaster people think it is. Because your 40s might secretly be your strongest wealth-building decade. Seriously. Most people earn far more at 40 than they did at 25. That changes everything. A 25-year-old might invest a few $100s a month. A 40-year-old might invest $2,000. And that difference has a name: contribution intensity. Starting late, but investing aggressively often beats starting early and barely contributing. That sounds wrong at first, but mathematically, it happens all the time. Here's the mistake people make. They assume time matters more than behavior. But saving aggressively for 20 years can beat saving casually for 40. Which means something important: your story is not over. Let me introduce you to someone I'll call Jason. He looked completely average at the reunion. No flashy car, no investment bragging, no early retirement stories. But 5 years earlier, Jason was quietly panicking. At 41, he had credit card debt and almost no retirement savings. He felt completely behind. But instead of spiraling, he made one decision: get brutally honest. He looked through 3 months of spending, and honestly, the leaks shocked him. Streaming services, random subscriptions, convenient spending that barely mattered. He wasn't reckless, just unintentional. Within 1 month, he freed up hundreds of dollars, without feeling deprived. Then he attacked the real problem, high-interest debt. Because 20% interest quietly destroys financial progress, month after month. So Jason stopped investing temporarily. Every extra dollar went toward debt. 8 months later, the credit card debt was gone, completely gone. For the first time in years, he could breathe financially. That feeling changed everything. Next came the emergency fund, because life always throws surprises. He slowly built 4 months of expenses, nothing flashy, just stability. Then came the move that changed everything. He finally invested consistently. Not perfectly, not aggressively at first, just consistently. He increased contributions little by little, small enough that life barely noticed. Then Jason made one more smart move. He invested in his career. A new certification turned into a raise, and the raise changed the math. Here's the part most people miss. Jason never upgraded his lifestyle. He invested the raise instead, every extra dollar. 7 years later, his finances looked completely different. Same person, different habits. And here's the crazy part. He ended up ahead of classmates who started earlier. Not because he got lucky, because he got intentional. This is where people get stuck, financial paralysis. You know you need to start, but feeling behind makes you avoid the problem. The longer you wait, the worse it feels. And the worse it feels, the longer you wait. So here's the rule. 1 action in the next 48 hours. Debt, make a payoff plan. No savings, automate transfers, investing, raise contributions slightly. Not next month, not when life calms down, start now. Because momentum changes people. One good financial decision makes the next one easier. And before long, something surprising happens. You stop feeling behind. Not because you suddenly got rich, because you finally have direction. Let's go back to the reunion for a second, because something important was happening there. The guy bragging about retirement savings, he's stressed about college costs. The beach condo owner, losing money every month and hoping things improve. The investment genius, quietly inherited part of their wealth. And meanwhile, you were sitting there feeling like the failure. That's the danger of comparison. You compare your reality to someone else's performance. Most people don't share balance sheets, they share highlights. So stop asking, am I ahead? Ask something better. Am I moving in the right direction? Because direction matters more than position, especially in your 40s. Someone saving aggressively at 40 can outperform someone coasting since 25. That isn't motivational talk, it's math. Your earning power is stronger now, your decisions matter more now. Which means your comeback window, still wide open. At your next reunion, the conversation may sound different. Because you won't be wondering if you're behind anymore, you'll know where you stand. And maybe the biggest flex won't be looking rich, it'll be having peace of mind. You don't need a perfect financial past, you need a serious financial future. 10 years from now, this could be the moment everything changed. So here's the question, will you stay anxious or finally start? If this helped you rethink money, subscribe. Your financial comeback might start sooner than you think.